Welcome to Unfiltered Summit Sisters. I'm Gina.
And I'm Julia.
We are two ride or die best friends who are paving the path for what true, authentic relationships look like.
We're facing hardships head on, having real, uncensored conversations, supporting each other's growth, and shining a light on true, raw healing.
We are navigating the world the best we know how,
Having a hell of a time doing it,
laughing every step of the way,
through the rain
and sunshine.
This is Canyon Culture.
Welcome back to Unfiltered Summit Sisters. We are getting so close to being done with winter, and my heart is really happy about that.
Oh, I'm so excited.
As we're sitting in our multiple layers and snow coats.
I know. But that was more because I wasn't sure if it was going to be windy.
Right.
It's not that cold.
I mean, there's a lot of layers happening here, but I feel like we always start our podcast
With the weather.
with weather because it means so much to us. Like my gratitude
does.
journal, like every day is, I love the sun, I love the sun, I love the sun.
For real. There was, okay, hold on. Talk about something because I have to look something up.
Talk amongst yourself. Okay, Mike Myers, SNL, butter, no peanut butter, neither peanut nor butter. Talk amongst yourself. If you know the skit, you know the skit. If not, look it up. It's hilarious. Mike Myers is so funny.
This is a meme that we've shared with each other before. It says, me after sitting in the sun for 5 minutes. I love being alive and maybe love is real. This is why we talk about the weather so much.
It's true because as soon as the sun comes out, we are instantly texting each other, sunshine, get outside now. And usually it's like, already am. Like
We had, 1 or 2 days last week where we had sunshine and we got so burned.
my back is peeling. I got so sunburned.
Oh my gosh.
That's how burned I got because I was chopping wood.
Yeah.
Because, okay, well, so this is the crazy part. We both lead quite busy lives.
Crazy.
Very, very busy lives. And yet we have this draw to the sun and to being outside that we're like, how do we get the things we need to done outside?
Right.
How do I do the dishes and laundry outside? Do I bring the laundry outside to fold it? I'm not sure how to do this.
Right.
And somehow, but like I love chopping wood. And I was just like, how do I make it so that I can chop wood? So I did work till like midnight those days, which is crazy because I was exhausted because I needed to be outside in the sun.
And I fell asleep. Well, fake slept. Mom slept in a hammock with the sun directly on my face.
So burned.
So burned, but I never peeled.
Well,
Shout out doTERRA After Sun. I put it on. I literally was putting it on like every 45 minutes.
I was thinking about it. I was like, I can't reach those places.
It's true.
And okay, can we just talk about for a second how different boys and girls are?
Yeah.
My boys, I'm like, hey, how does this outfit look? They don't even look at me. They're already doing this. They don't even look at me. Fine. And then I'll come out in like my pajamas, which is like a t-shirt that's like 17 sizes too big.
Right.
Sweatpants that are man sweatpants. My hair is doing, I don't even know what. And they're like, you look pretty today. I'm like, liar. What do you want? What do you need from me? You know what I mean? I'm like, how does this embed
Right.
it in them so early?
Right. And then I have teenage girls who are like, are you actually going to run errands like that? And I was like, not anymore.
Like, no, this was just
This was just to turn the car on and come back and change.
this was my get my coffee from the coffee maker outfit. But like, oh my gosh, just life being busy is really hard because I don't think, like, you had extra stuff added to your plate, but I just feel like in general we both have just like there's not like, even if our calendar's empty, we're always go go go, and that's exhausting.
Yeah.
And then Mackenzie had musical theater, which is the cutest thing ever. Watching her on stage is one of my favorite things. She's adorable and she's so good. And watching her improve is so fun. And
Yeah.
she takes it seriously. But what did that do for you?
Kicked my freaking butt because we were picking her up. We weren't getting home till between like 10:15 and 10:30 for like 2 weeks.
And you're like I'm in
My
bed ready to
bedtime
go to
is
bed at like
like
9.
Yeah. Yeah. So at that, like, such a sacrifice of love.
Yeah.
Is that the nice way to say it?
So nice. She knows it though.
And that was, so like you said, like regularly, our schedules are busy. Our just having kids and being single moms, and we're busy all the time. But then when extra stuff is added to the calendar, I'm like, whoo! And then on top of that, I've had a bunch of health stuff going on, which has just taken a toll on me. And so it's learning how to navigate all of that, and on top of learning how to navigate having a podcast and having a presence on social media and all of those things.
Well, doing the things that we feel like are called you're called to do.
Yes. Yeah.
That don't provide, because that's part of it too, is sometimes I look at the podcast and I love what we're doing with the podcast, but I'm going, this isn't making us money.
Not yet.
And that's not, and I have to remind myself, I'm like, that's not why we're, like, I don't have to remind myself. It's very easy to remember. I'm like, that's not why we're doing it. It just takes up so much time that I'm going, I could be doing several, like with multiple jobs, I could be using this time to be doing other things.
Right. Right.
And yet I do pour myself into this.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes I'm going, is this the most responsible thing to do? And that's when it comes back like, no, you're called to do this. This
Right.
is important. You should be doing this.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I love that you brought this up. What was it, last fall? Just as you were learning about seasons and how
Mm-hmm.
so much of Mother Nature can be reflected into our lives. And you were just making that connection of seasons come and go.
Yes.
Enjoy the season you're in because you'll miss it when the next season is there.
Mm-hmm.
And you can always look forward to the next season, but just balancing all of that. And that has been a constant, just idea we talk about often.
Mm-hmm.
So right now, like the season we are editing podcasts the day before they're posted instead of
Right.
getting weeks and weeks ahead like we like to be.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know how you survived all of that, right? Like I know what I'm doing to make it work,
Right. Right.
but I don't even know how you're doing
Well,
it.
and that's so I generally do the majority of social media stuff.
Yeah.
And so you'll see that reflected. There are weeks where there has been nothing posted, right? And that has been just pure survival mode between kids and schedules and extra stuff on the calendar and my health being so up and down all the time lately. So we have to learn how to give each other grace and give ourselves grace.
I think ourselves is a lot harder than each other.
Way
Because
way harder. You can text me something and I'm like, it's fine. It's not a big deal. But if I do the same thing, I'm like, I'm
Failure.
a complete failure. I should not be doing this at all.
Fire me immediately.
Firing myself.
No, I think, which is, I don't know, it's helpful to view it in that lens so that I can go, it's okay that I didn't get this episode posted because what's the pressure?
Right.
I'm putting pressure on me, which is good. It's good to put pressure on yourself, but it is good to have grace. And I think that's interesting. Like as I go through the podcast topics, the most consistent topic is balance. Everything is balance, right?
Right.
And so
Which I don't think truly exists.
oh gosh, no. But I think like working towards it is great.
Right.
Because if we're sitting there, we have to keep the pressure to get a post up every week and to get social media how we want it, all the things. But then when we go through hard times and that's what slips, giving us that grace. But it's the same thing with dinners. Like lots of times I'm like, I don't want to cook anymore.
Yeah.
This is ridiculous. I just want to, I don't even know what, not cook for kids who don't even like what I'm cooking, which is insane.
Ridiculous. But this morning, my kids were asking what we're doing today because it's one of your kiddos' birthdays. And I was like, well, we're actually doing burrito bowls for dinner. And they're like, but does that mean we can do pizza tomorrow night? And I was like, I guess I'll let you because I'm such a fun mom.
I love that. I watched a TikTok where the lady was talking about how like the fun instigators are the kids. And
Yeah.
so when the kids are like, can we make cookies? And she's like, when do I not want to make cookies? But they don't know that I'm trying to fit in my jeans.
Right.
And I'm like, oh, I feel that. Because my kids are like, can we just like, I don't know, just do this for dinner? I'm like, I guess we'll just have eggs and cereal, whatever.
I remember one day my kids were like, can we please do cereal? And I was like, I'll have to think about it. Yes.
Immediately, yes. I feel like I'm tired and I don't have a reason. And I'm trying to figure out how to get through it. I'm figuring out where to put my efforts. I think that's the hard part is when you have a busy life, when you sit there and you're going, okay, I have this job and this job and this job, and then podcasting,
Right.
and then my kids, and you've got homeschooling, and we've got extracurricular activities, and then we've got whatever socializing our kids want to do, because that's something that I have a hard time with is when my kids are like, I want to go to my friend's house, and I'm like, I don't even want to drive you 5 minutes.
Oh, I know.
Stopping what I'm doing to drive you for 5 minutes is like oddly super hard for me.
I left the house so many freaking times yesterday.
No, see, I can't
All
do
for the
that.
kids.
I can't do that.
To work, from work, to tumbling, to jiu-jitsu, I was like,
No.
this is so much.
Yeah. But I'm trying to figure out where to put my efforts is a hard. Are you good at that? Like, I have a hard time with that because okay, this is, don't hurt me. I feel like you have a hard time saying no. You want to offer your kids the best of everything, which is why you're saying yes to all those things. I'm the opposite. I say no way too much because I can't handle that.
Right.
And I'm dying.
Right.
And so that's the balance idea. But I'm trying so hard to figure out how to show up for all the people that need me to show up and myself and my jobs without overextending myself so that I don't die.
Right.
Do you have answers for me?
No, because remember last week when I literally came to your front yard and I was like, I need a mental health day because I'm going to run away and not show up for any of my lessons or do anything at all because I'm going to die? No, I don't have a good answer for that.
Dang it. I was thinking about our podcast yesterday as I was editing the episode for today. And I was just like, I feel like we're not helping much. We're just like, we're a space for everyone to feel the same feelings we are, but we don't have advice for fixing anything.
I had a great revelation. I think that we should be taking mental health days before we feel like we're dying. Just a thought. That might help.
Let me just run a new idea past you.
Right. And to be that is the first mental health day I have taken since 2019. That is the first mental health day that I have taken where I moved lessons. I literally moved lessons.
Yeah, you've never done that before.
Ever.
That's a big deal.
And I needed that desperately. But my thing right now is that because we have had a lot of extra stuff going on and we had guests in town and all of these things, right? My thing right now is that the last 2 weeks, I have worked nonstop Monday through Friday. And I feel like my to-do list hasn't gotten any smaller.
What is that about?
Any smaller. But I have worked constantly.
Yeah. No, it's never ending. I'm not excited about my kids leaving for the summer, but I will be honest. There are moments where I'm like, my house is going to stay clean for so long. I won't have to do that.
That's true.
I won't have to unclog toilets. I won't have to clean poop off of things that shouldn't be on unless a dog does it, which we're not going there. I'm a little bit excited about that.
Yeah.
But that's not worth it. But anyway, I do think we need to take mental health days before we're dying. But here's I don't know, this may be a little, I don't know, dark's not the right word, skewed of thought, because we both train, and it's something that is a part of our week. It's a part of our almost daily life without, we don't, it's not hard to fit it in. It's just a part, we've been doing it long enough, it's just a part of our life, right? And part of that is mental health, but I feel like because it's been going on for so long, it doesn't count anymore. It's like my body already expects it. We've already become accustomed to it.
Right.
And so now it needs we need new things, but don't stop. But we need new things.
Right.
It's it's we have to keep it fresh.
Right.
Madison says you're supposed to switch up your shampoo and conditioner because then your hair likes it better. I think that's it. We have to switch up what we do for mental health. Otherwise our body just gets accustomed to it and it doesn't do its job.
Listen, I wash my hair once a week, so
You're good.
switching shampoo and conditioner feels like a lot.
It's a lot of commitment. I don't have any answers on this. I don't have any advice. All I know is every season of life is hard. Some just look harder or feel harder than others. But I will kind of wrap it up with this idea that the light and the joy that I'm able to feel even during the hardest times comes when I am still making effort to connect with my Heavenly Father in Christ.
Yes.
That has never faltered. When I put them first and I make sure that I am leaning on them and going, this is really hard, can you come sit in this with me? It's not like what I'm doing is easier, but it doesn't feel as hard. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely.
So I'm not going oh, life is easy now. It's okay, I'm not the only one dealing with this.
Right.
And I think that's been a really big lesson for me the last few weeks, is just kind of seeing how that practice, watching how I'm going through hard things and I immediately lean on them and I go to them and I go to that relationship that I've built, which makes it so I can feel joy in between the crazy, the busy, the tired, the frustration, the loneliness, all the things that we have to deal with. It's kind of like right now. Every now and again, the sun peeks through a little bit, right? And we get to enjoy those moments. And that's what it feels like. I feel like, and it's the sun and it's Easter weekend. Oh my gosh, look at all of these things coming together right now.
Right?
The sun. You get what I'm
I
saying?
get it. Yes.
Jesus.
Yeah, I totally get it. I think that's what separates those of us who follow Jesus from the rest of the world. That even in loneliness, even in sad times or dark times or depression or anxiety or whatever it is that you're facing, that can coexist with still smiling and still laughing and still having joy. You may not feel that way all the time. There may be days that you don't have those things, but ultimately, because I do follow Jesus and I walk with him, I can be going through hard things, but I still have these glimmers of joy and light. And I'm so thankful for that.
I think that's how we get through it. Because that's my, like, and I don't think we're here to give advice. That's not what the podcast is for. We're here to be a space for people to feel seen and heard. But I think that has been a huge lesson for me, is that idea of feeling like no matter what, like you said, no matter how dark things are, if I put my efforts in the right spot, in the right relationships, which is Christ, those glimmers, those rays of sunshine.
Right.
Because even on your mental health day, when you came over and you were just like, I'm going to die. I need this day. And it wasn't like you're not going, I need to feel joy. You're like, I just need to not die.
Right.
But like, it was like you were getting ready to leave. And I was like, we didn't really hang out much. I did my thing and you napped.
Yeah.
And I was like, this was really great. And we got to enjoy it, even though it was like, you're trying not to die.
I didn't die.
So happy about that. But I don't know. I just, I'm so grateful I'm grateful for my parents for teaching me about Christ and bringing him into our home since I was a little kid, so that I was able to build that relationship on my own. But I've never really been without, and that is a huge blessing, because so many people have had moments without, and for me, I haven't had to do that, and that I think is an amazing blessing. And the effort that I put into our relationship now, I can see it in my life, and I just so hope and pray that my kids see that and recognize that and learn that, so that they can have the blessings that I have of having that partner during the hard, during the busy, during the lonely. I still feel all those things, but it's not so heavy.
Right. That makes sense. I love that. I'm really grateful and proud of us. Being called to this podcast was no small thing. Taking time each week to do it is no small feat.
To say the least.
But I'm really proud of us, because we felt called to it and we jumped right in. Okay, let's go. This is what you've called us to do. And we have done it messy. And we have, I think when you're starting something new, you have to know that it's going to be messy. And there's going to be times that you're horrible and you suck. And but you have to be willing to just jump in and go. Just jump in and get started. And I'm really proud of us for doing that. The majority of podcasters who start a podcast don't make it past episode 3. And I think only 1% make it past a year. And we've passed all of those things.
4 episodes past a year.
So I think my encouragement to everybody else would be, if you're feeling called to do something, and you're not doing it because you are scared, because you're worried that you're going to suck, because you're worried that it's going to be messy, do it.
Yeah.
Just start. Just freaking start and do it.
I love that. That's a good one.
Yeah.
So maybe that's our question for the week, is what is it that you do, that you feel called to do, that doesn't necessarily make sense? Because it doesn't make sense for you and I to take these hours out of our week that we technically don't have.
Right.
We don't have. These hours are magic. They just somehow appear.
Right.
I mean, we've made it work, but at the same time, I'm going like, how do we have time for this while we provide for our children?
Yes.
Physically, spiritually, mentally, financially. So yeah, like it doesn't make sense for us to do this, but it works. So how are you being called?
Yeah. What are you being called to? What is something that you need to start?
That you're ignoring.
That you're not.
All right, till next week.
Thank you for listening to this week's episode of Unfiltered Summit Sisters.
Come join us on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok to get a sneak peek into our lives.
It's beautiful, chaotic, crazy, and fun.
What else would you expect raising 10 kids?
All the links you need are in the show notes.
See you next week.